Every bard worthy of the title has songs of gruesome battles and the heroes who fought therein, and I, not to be outdone, will sing for you the most grotesque, horrendous, grim, and terrible battle that you will ever laugh at. I'll tell you now the tale that makes the ages cry and laugh of the war old in Wales where swords with goats and badgers clashed, where jousters airborne sailed and every arrow failed. I'll tell you now of the Battle of Mishaps. Betwixt the rocky cliffs nestled in its moat, the castle named Careless had never once been smote. Amassing on the heights that overlook the fortress, the army poised to fight for their king and up the thoughtless. Then down the mountainside their march began to rumble, but they didn't match their stride, and so they all began to stumble. 60,000 armored men collapsed to rolling all at once, thus many soldiers fiercely died, for the battle had begun. The archers on the castle wall, they pulled their bowstrings tight, and then let go with both their hands, sending their bows away in flight. Those who survived the harsh descent to reach the mountain's feet. For a while then they nowhere went, they piled in a heap. King Inept the Thoughtless had attached his armor wrong. He rallied forth his troops, he said, stand up, we'll make that castle fall. But because of the way that he had misattached his foes, when he lifted his sword in the air, his armor pinched his balls. Then at that moment rode the army's bravest heroes three. They sought to gain more glory by proving their chivalry. They rode before the army reached the castle to lay siege. The names Sir Graceless, Sir Bumbling, and Sir Clumsy. Ahead, Sir Graceless rode towards the castle to assault it, but his horse stepped in a hole, planting his lance as he full vaulted. Through the air did he fly, and to the castle side, although his horse survived, Sir Graceless thereon died. Somehow already lost, Sir Bumbling came after, when he stepped into that very same hole, where his leg was ripped off by a very angry badger who joined fight as every soldier's foe. Terrified of this fearsome beast that killed while grown men fled, Sir Clumsy with his right hand reached to draw his sword, but aloft his left. Having thus cut off his hand, Sir Clumsy was alarmed, so he tried to sheath his sword again and stabbed it through his arm. Wild hawk above, then mistaking to be a bird, the feather that Sir Clumsy wore atop his hat. Like feather to lightning, the hawk came down, outstretching talons curved, and straight to poor Sir Clumsy's face attacked. King Inept the Thoughtless rolled upon the ground in pain. He gave the order to his men to fire the trebuchets, but the catapults were faulty. They hurled rocks in the air, which rained back down on top of their heads, causing great despair. The garrison of the castle had forgot to lock the drawbridge, and so it was flung open by a slight gust of wind. And as the army came therein, rushing like a swarm, they tried to stop them with hot oil. But the oil had sat too long, and was only lukewarm, and thus the gate of Careless was foiled. They tried to drive the army back by sending out their cavalry, a mass of mighty horsemen to be feared. But as they rode over the oil, which was so slippery, they fell entangled, their saddles dragged across the battlefield. Thus the cast seethed and countless bodies filled the moats, when over the horizon there was seen a peaceful shepherd leading forth the giant herd of goats, startled by the chaos did stampede. Meh, meh. Those goats and oily horsemen dragged by horses filled the fray, and cows by an angry badger were mercilessly slain. Meanwhile, atop the castle's tallest towers, tallest spire, the castle's king watched from a parapet. The sun magnified by diamonds in his crown caught his head on fire, and so he fell down screaming to his death. Sir Bumbling on one leg, stumbling, tried to roar that they had won, but he tripped over a goat man as he fell into the moat. He bit his tongue. King Inept then led his men onto the castle walls, but the castle was built worse than his trebuchets. Thus his victory quite swiftly became his downfall, as the castle clouds to rebel from their weight. Marking then their king's feet, trumpeters signaled retreat, but they forgot the notes and made them up instead. Hearing this, the remaining men charged to the north as the signal said, straight off the cliffs and fell down to their deaths. I was there, whole war saw how gusts of wind and oily horses, panic goats, and badger's claws defeated 2 kings' entire forces. I played my harp the whole while through, all breaking strings and out of tune with cracking voice mispronounced songs. Watch through crossed eyes the battle throng. I tell you now of the peak of wars, never since was worse nor worse before. No, never has there been a clash hath as Kitty Wampus as the Battle of Mishaps.